Hello, teammates. You're welcome to this class on how to draft a funnel corset. Okay, so now this is our basic block lines. We have our armhole line, waist, and hip line. Okay, so now I'm going to be explaining all from this point so that we can understand. So what I went ahead to do here is to add in my shoulder measurement of the shoulder part and then mark the same thing for the down part. So this is for advanced students. So I know that we should know how to draft that pattern for basic block. So I did the same thing for the back. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and move into it. So the next thing I want to do is to add my nipple point. So for my nipple point, I'll go down from my hammer by 1.5. Okay, so I'm going to connect that line together. So if you're working for a bust 40 upward, that is quite busty, no, don't go down by 1.5, just go down by 2. Okay, this will help you get the perfect nipple point for the person. Okay, so now notice that I'm not touching my shoulder contour or anything because what I'm doing is almost like for my, it's going down, so I don't have to, draft this upper part. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to add up my apex. So my apex is 3.5. So I'm going to be stopping on the hip line. So if you are bigger than me, you have to join your paper so that you can have your both front and back block at the same place. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my contouring. So before I start my contouring, I'm going to mark my underbust. So my underbust is 13. Okay, 13 inch. Okay, after doing that, I'm going to connect the lines together. Okay, I hope we can see this. Alright, so let's go. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to contour. So for my contouring, I'm going to be using 2 inch. So I won't use equal 1 inch on both sides, but you can decide to do it. So you're going to use your own perfect underbust contouring. Okay, so when you do that, you're going to share it. So I'm going to, okay, let's just use 1 so we can understand. So I'm going to mark here and then mark here. Okay. So I'm stopping on my hip line too. So I'm going to connect the lines together. So notice that I started marking my contouring from my underbust. So I didn't get to my nipple point. Okay. So connect this line together. So after doing that, now we want to connect. So I'm going to connect the underbust to the nipple point. See how I placed my curve. So after doing this, we are going to continue. So now add my bust measurement divided by 4 is 8.5. Okay. My waist measurement divided by 4 is 6.5 plus these two we added, we used for the contouring. We are going to replace the back. So 6.5 here, 2 here. Okay. So my hip measurement divided by 4 is 9 plus 2. Okay. So now we are going to start. We'll connect the lines together. Okay. So now you can either decide to take your customer's corset length from their shoulder down, or you can decide to use this method I want to use now. So now for my waist, this is my waistline, the front part, I'm going to be going down by 4. Okay, and then by the side, I'm going to be doing 3.5. So if I check it from up now to check this front, I have perfect 21. So if I check from my shoulder down, it's also 21. Do we get it? So now we are going to connect these lines together. So now we are going to freeze this one to be sure that these lines are equal. You see, we have a little bit of shortage. So another better way you can do it is to freeze first before you get the desired shape you want for this arm. Mind you, you can decide to alter any shape you want for this part. I decide to do something like this. Okay, and then go like this, and then come back like this. So it's your choice. Okay. So this is just by the way. So I'm not doing that style line. for this explanation. So after you are done, the next thing we want to do now is to get our desired neck shape. So for this corset, I'm going to be doing a sweetheart. Okay. So from my underbust, I want to get my overbust. So for my underbust, I'm going to do 7.5. So my overbust is somewhere around here, 7.5. This is just to get a nice, perfect line. So now we are going to come up to the neck now. We are going to be getting a point where we are slanting. Note that you can slant this one whichever way you feel like, okay? So there is no standard for this, okay? So I'm just going to do this, okay? After doing this, I'm going to open up by 1 year and 1 year, okay? So open up here by 1 1, okay? So go up from your nipple point by 1 or 0.75 and connect these lines together, okay? So now remember our overbust. So our overbust, this is my underbust, okay? So from my underbust, I'm going to go up by 7, okay? This is just perfect for my overbust. So I'm going to connect this line together. You can decide to either connect it or just mark it to just know the point where you are working with. So I'm going to do my tightening. So for my tightening, I'm going to go out from here by half here, okay? And then half here. Okay, so I'm going to connect this one now to meet my nipple point. So I'll bring you to this point first. Okay, so for this, I'm going to take it straight to my nipple point. So for that, my nipple point, I'll just go out by 0.25, just a little, so that that part is not pointy. For the side, okay, so I'm just going to do this on the side. So I need to blend here to meet this back. So you need to know how to use your comb for this project. Okay, I've done that. So now for this part, so I'm going to blend in. You can even decide to just blend in, blend. Okay. So after doing this, the next thing we want to do now is to get my sweetheart. But before I do that, I'm going to check what I have on this side to see if it's equal. Okay. So it's stopping here, 7.75. So I'm going to check this other side to know if it's equal. See, we have an excess here. Just mark it. Okay. So now this side I've extended a bit. Alright, so now for my sweetheart point, I'm just going to do it from my armhole line and get the sweetheart point that I need. Okay. Start doing this for this point. So now let's just get our hammer curve here. So divided by 2, that's 4. So I just want to contour the armor so that this side will look nice. Okay. So connect it to my armor like so. So after doing this now, so I just want to blend, you know, this part to go this way, going away from the handle a bit. Okay, you can do freehand. All right, there you go. So now after doing this now, what we have here now is a hover bust corset. Okay, so for this to cinch our waistline, I'm going to go in by half here on my waistline, go down by 1.5. Okay, and then from that 1.5 go out by 1 inch. So I'll connect this together so that your corset can be curvy. Then use the cuff part to connect this together. And then I'm just going to blend this to my hammer. Good. So now when we snatch now, our corset is going to be perfect. So now we have an overbust corset right here. So now let's go ahead to turn it into a funnel corset. So now to turn it into a funnel corset, Notice that a funnel corset usually has like a cup on the inside while the extra comes on top of it. So for that, you're going to determine where you want, how open you want, how much cup you want to be outside. Okay. So now for me, I'm just going to use my nipple point as a reference. This side as my cup. Then I'll just go down a little. So I'm going from my nipple point, okay, to the armhole like so. Connect here. You can even go down more for the front. Okay, so there you go. We have a funnel corset. How then do we trace? So to trace, you know that the inner cup is going to be stopping on the hammer line. Okay, it's going to stop on the underboss rather. So on the underboss, you are going to use your tracing wheel to trace this on another pattern. Okay, when you trace on another pattern, you're going to get what you want. And then this outer one is going to give us the one that is coming on top of it. Okay, so now this has explained our underboss, our overboss corset, and it has also explained our funnel corset. So the sewing is quite easy. You laminate your fabric with your STA interfacing, and then you cut out